Hello, everyone. My name is Alan Hunter. I'm the CEO founder here at NRN, and I'm really excited to be able to walk you through our new proposal tool to help you drive more sales within your organization. So in this session, I'm going to be talking about how I would position this, where the drivers are, where the emotional connections are in your sales pitch to be able to, eventually land on getting a sale with that customer. So let's start off. I want to just introduce you to the top section first of all. This is a personalized proposal tool. We have the address of the customer that's here. Everything in here is based around that current energy bill that you've inputted through the portal. I step to the next step, and on the left-hand side, we'll always have all the energy plans available for that customer. Now, I'm excited to communicate there's a number of energy plans that we are looking to launch over the next year, and they will all be added here, subject to being available for that customer in that area. As we can see with this specific customer, we're looking at a nearly 30% saving on them switching plans, and resulting in nearly $1,000 benefit if they are in the bundled solution. Now, the bundled solution means that they're going to join a partner retailer, and it's all included as part of the plan. But as you know, they can go and choose their own and remain on their current rates. And then we've also shown them what that would look like too. And we'll break down a little bit more into that information. As I was positioning this to a customer, it's all about why they're sat there in front of you today. It's the fear. It's the fact they are spending too much money on their electricity today. Our proposal lets you toggle between the different time ranges. So if it's monthly, if it's yearly, or if it's over a 12-year period. Now we look at 12 years because that is the tenure of our agreements. And really what we're trying to assess is over the next 12 years, is this a good financial decision? So I would be expressing to that customer saying you're going to spend $50,000 over the next 12 years on electricity. And frankly, as it says here, Australia does have one of the highest power prices in the world, and they only keep climbing. And look, for households who are want to reduce that, they can buy solar. We can talk about the feed-in tariffs drop. There's a bit of information here that you can go through, but this is obviously a new solution to how they can reduce their rates and transition at the same time. So for me, I'd be sticking on this 12 years to start off with. But if you really want to talk, monthly, what are they spending at the moment? We can stay on that. So for the moment, I'm going to stay on the 12 years as I continue down. What you'll see is this now pops up here on the left-hand side. So on the left-hand side, we can then still continue to toggle, and the whole proposal form will reflect based on the time that you're selecting up here. Here, our system has recommended a 6.6 kilowatt solar system and a 15 kilowatt hour battery. And we've seen that by having this solution on this usage profile, it's about 89% would be used from the solar and battery and 11% from the grid. Now, just quickly looking at this customer in particular, they're only using 19 kilowatt hours a day. So they're not a really heavy user, but still to see a customer using that kind of profile, they're still seeing quite a lot of benefit. We also introduced now a feature where you're able to view the battery, the panel, and the NRN link. So you can then walk through with that customer. Now, subject to the panel that you have on your portal, it will introduce, if it's in this scenario, it's a Jinko, and then the photo of a Jinko will come up. Of course, this is just a trial, but on your system, you'll be able to see the particular panel that you do install. We also have designed FAQs throughout the journey. So talk to them. I'd be explaining to the customer, look, like who looks after your system? And frankly, it's us, it's yourselves and us. There is no additional cost. It's all included as part of the plan, and essentially they have peace of mind that system is being looked after over the next 12 years. It's a huge benefit. For someone to buy their own system and having to maintain it and manage it themselves is a burden, could be a financial burden and also additional stress. So I think you should definitely call this out about who looks after it. So let's start off the conversation about what does it look like and compared to other options. So by the time we hit this point, we want the customer to think, okay, I'm going to spend $50,000 a year on my electricity. I need to bring this down. There are three ways. They can finance it, they can purchase a system, or they can get it through this energy plan. Now, where we've seen success from our previous partners is by explaining to the customer why they shouldn't finance or shouldn't purchase and why this is a financially better solution for them. that's where you're going to make a sale, because your competitors are not selling this. Your competitors are going in with a purchase option or a financing option. So let's dig into some of these numbers. So in this scenario, we're looking at, okay, they finance it. It's going to cost them $30,000, including financing costs. And that financing cost is 9% over a 7-year period, which is about $7,000 worth of interest, additional interest cost. Overall, over 12 years, we're looking at about a $4,000 saving in comparison to them spending that $50,000. If they purchase it, sure, they're going to this upfront cost of $22,000. There's no interest cost, of course, and we land in about an $11,000 benefit over that 12-year period. Just calling out, there's no maintenance cost included in these calculations, which, to be honest, should be warranted. I know we don't really add that in regularly, but we all know as within the solar industry, like, systems do break, systems go down, and there is a cost to maintain that. And I think that's the big call out here is from this proposal, there is no interest payments, there's no upfront costs, there's no maintenance costs, and it's all on one single bill. It's absolutely no upfront cost to join, and we're going to see a financial benefit of $13,000 over the 12-year period. So let's have a look at that. Before we do, you're also able to toggle to show them what does it look like in each year. So if you're to sell your home in year 6, you're going to be quite in negative positions. So talk to you about the tenure. Talk about the time, about how long that household is going to be in that property for. But let's continue. Let's have a look at our chart. So this is a chart that has been used in our old proposal tools as come back. So we can basically see that if you were to purchase a system, your cash position. So this is a cash flow chart on an annual basis to really show that your customer which is the right financial decision to make. Every year they are going to go. They start at minus $22,000 because they bought a system, and they're going to start seeing those savings, and then gradually they'll start going north until that break-even position in this scenario is about year 9. And that's only because the customer is a low energy user. They're only using 19 kilowatt hours a day. And then by the end of 12 years, cool, good financial decision. You saved some money. You saved $11,000 in this instance. But we haven't taken consideration the liability or maintaining that system on their home. If I take financing, generally the finance cost plus the energy bill is more than what they're paying today. So if I flick back to my monthly view, they're currently spending $273. We are stating here that that customer's going to pay more than that from their financing of monthly plus their new energy bill, and they'll go backwards for about 7 years, and then slowly they'll make their way up, and they'll see a benefit of about $4,000 over that last period. But with this solution, they're in positive cash flow through the entire journey. Super powerful. Like, cash is king. For a customer to be able to save money from day one and be ahead of themselves, it's very valuable, and it's a very easy sell to position. Now, my recommendation, if I'll be pitching this, I'd be really convincing the customer, yes, you need to do something. You're spending $50,000 on your electricity. Buying or financing is an option, but as we can see from the chart, it's probably not the best financial option for you. There is a better way, and we're going to save you money straight away. And this is what it results as. So I think here this is a really powerful chart to be able to explain to the customer exactly about what is the best choice that they go through. They're going to have lots of questions for you at this point. They're going to ask, oh yeah, but what does that look like yearly, and all those other parts. So everything's about numbers at the end of the day, so we can dig deeper. So here, just to call out, what is the chart showing? Purchasing is the purchase plus their energy bill. Finance is finance and energy bill, and the bundled, which is the green line, is the bundled and the VPP reward. Now, as part of the NRN agreement, the customer doesn't have to use our partner retailers. They can go unbundled, meaning that they could use their own retailer at choice and then pay us a monthly fee. Now, I can click this and I can see what that looks like. I would look at this and I probably wouldn't recommend it because they'll be going backwards. The assessment here is there's not a very high feed-in tariff for them. It hasn't looked at someone like Amber in this instance about how they can optimize a market. There's just a very low fixed feed-in tariff rate and a high grid rate. So I would really be pushing on going, well, no, the bundled option is definitely there for you, and that's what you're going to see the benefits from. So just a quick summary of how it's all calculated. You know, you're going to get some skepticism through the whole journey. I think I want to call out one big part is that we have increased CPI. So there's inflation in the cost per year compounded by 4.5% annually. So all of the costs of their energy bill does increase, regardless if they are with Elintra Energy or other retailers. So we really look comparing apples to apples here. And then I think a big part of this is, in this instance, they know their system will get cheaper by $1,800 every year. The fact that they can buy out that system at any time is a huge value for them. You know, if they're spending, they'll be spending $3,000 or $2,500 a year, and $1,800 is being discounted on their system. It's a huge value, and this is calculated monthly, as some of you may know, and there is a reduction of $156 per month in this example. So let's break down the options. So this for me is the comparison side. So what we can see here is what it looks like today. You're spending $50,000. How much is going to cost you on this bundled option or the unbundled option? So we can start monthly, and we can look at, okay, you're spending this per month. Your bill's going to come at this, plus you're going to get a $40 reward. So your bill's going to come down to $232 a month. Great. So what does that look like? You're on a 19% less 19% less than reference price is the cost of the energy plan, and the rates are detailed here. And then you're going to get this monthly credit paid into your bank account as long as you're on those rates. So that will last for the entire period of the contract. But if they change their rates, then it's at that point in time where that rate could change, and essentially that value is tied to the value of the energy rate. And then lastly, they get unbundled. As we can see from this example, it's a little bit higher, so I wouldn't be really recommending that. So I'll go to my 12-year view. I'm going, well, $50,000 or $36,000. I think it's a quite obvious lens on what that looks like. So let's just continue down. In terms of frequently asked questions, like what's included in the cost, what happens if I leave my retailer, what if I want to sell my home, who are we as NRN, what's our job, what is a virtual power plant? That's obviously quite a lot of questions, and also what is the VPP reward? So the VPP reward is there to reduce the cost for the customer on a monthly basis. Now, this capital has been provided through the federal government subsidy of the battery rebate that came into play. So we've designed a solution to make sure we can bridge the gap and provide discounted rates to your customers. Just some quick 6 highlights to why you choose bundled. There's no upfront cost. We are long-term savings. It's all about the cash flow component. There is the ongoing support. The fact that we monitor and manage those assets at no cost for the customer should not be undervalued. It is a huge upside, and the number of customers that buy systems today and they don't work, that doesn't obviously happen here. They will forever have access to exclusive energy plans as long as that system is there on the property and they're part of this solution. They can buy any time. Try before you buy. Or other instances, I've seen people have this solution and then actually put their property up for sale on the market. Smart. They see the fact that it would add more value to the property than it is the value of the asset itself. And of course, the community impact. It is all about decarbonising and being connected into a VPP to make sure we can have stable grid power for the future too. And then lastly, there's just some other frequently asked questions available that you can walk through. Now, the biggest challenge you have with this product generally is it sounds too good to be true. What's the catch? We try to be as transparent as possible. Now, my recommendation, if you're coming across questions that aren't here, please let us know and we can add them here. We want to make sure that everything's up front. But once the customer wants to join, we can then start the application, click these buttons, and you'll go through the process to complete an application form. So there we go. That's a quick summary on our new proposal tool. The whole idea is that we're giving as much information as we can, but we're not complex. We're not making the solution complicated. I want to drive on 2 factors in the sales pitch. One is it's all about comparing what's my options in market. What am I going to do? I need to be convinced that $50,000 in the next 12 years is a problem and I need to do something about it. There are 3 ways. We really want to hone into going, well, there's actually only one way, and it is the energy plan bundled solution. And then I really want us to focus on cash flow. Cash flow is king, and every customer will agree with that. Aspect we haven't spoken about here is the opportunity cost of money. If someone spent $22,000 on a system or put $22,000 into an investment opportunity and had liquidity and returns on that capital, we obviously haven't taken that in consideration. So I genuinely see your role here is you're advising and you're guiding the customer to think about, let's do something about your problem, which is spending too much money, and let's do it as a stress-free solution, which is going to provide you cash flow positive from day one. So look, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you very much. I hope this has been helpful, and I'm sure we'll catch up very soon. Take care.